spent years of my life trying to figure out some stuff that didn't make sense to me, and I've wasted a lot of time in my life. But at the time, I would think of it to be wasted, and I'd keep on making up new and new problems in my head and trying to figure them out because life will come at you with a lot of problems. This is inevitable. Like, you're never gonna run out of problems. But there was a point, I'd say up till now, I'm actually actively working on this. Um, it started from being a teen, really, when I was coming to my senses, developing a purpose in life, as you do, and I start trying to figure certain things out in my life, like why does this keep going wrong, or why am I always struggling with this obstacle in my life, or why is this part of my life going difficult. And the more I kept trying to figure things out and trying to make everything right in my life, it's the more it become a burden on me and just becoming a pressure, or the more it'd affect me if I came across that obstacle again. So the purpose of this video is to remind myself firstly, and to remind anyone who's watching this video, that if you're struggling with trying to figure things out, or you're struggling with not understanding certain things that happens in your life on a constant, like I genuinely get deja vu, or I kind of predict. Now I know that life is not black and white, and you know life is also not predictable, but some things you can just predict. Like, you can predict if you put your hand in fire, you're gonna get burnt. If you're gonna dip your hand in water, your hand's gonna be wet. So the same way, some things, some interactions with certain people, you kind of know how it's gonna end up, or certain events, certain places you go, you know what's gonna happen, or what you're gonna come across, or who you're gonna come across. So in the same manner, you can kind of predict how life is going to go in certain ways. And at the end of the day, if you're trying to fight it, for me especially, it just became more of a problem. It was a battle that I was choosing to fight when it really shouldn't be a battle that I should be fighting, because every day you're going to have something new that comes up. Every couple of months there's going to be something new that comes up in your life, and it's going to be a new burden or new just part of your life. Something comes in, and then you start worrying about that, and then 5 years down the line you forget about it, but now you've got a new problem. So it's guaranteed that you're going to have good days and you're going to have bad days as well, but something needs to stay constant. And if something, you're going to have a stable and firm mindset throughout all of those events, rather than trying to figure one thing out and spending all your might in one problem, and then that problem fades away and then another comes up. So if you keep looking around, and you keep focusing and using all your energy, you're going to drain yourself out, and you're going to fall into a rut, and you're going to start doubting yourself, because now you're realizing that you can't fix all these problems at once. They weren't problems that you needed to understand or fix. That is what I've understood. What I've realized is some things you just don't have to understand. Some things just won't make sense. Some situations, everyone might have it right but you. Like, everyone may seem to have a best friend except for you. Everyone may have an easy way out through whatever it is except for you. And that's the point of this video, because time and time again I look around. I used to look around, and I'm learning to stop doing this, but I'd look around looking to relate with people with a similar journey as me. They might be similar, but they're not the same problem. Like, their problem either isn't as bad as mine, or just it's draining to keep looking around hoping for something to go right, or for someone to have the magic answer to your question, to your problem that you've been trying to fix for all these months and years. Forget it. Forget the problem. And that's why, especially in Islam, we're taught to not worry about our problems and just leave it to Allah. You can only do whatever you can do within your effort, and then you leave the rest to God. You don't have to sit there trying to figure everything out. So, yeah. I feel like everyone's trying to be perfect, or, people are burning themselves out trying to be the best of themselves, but the best of yourself is to just put the effort in. Like, I can't imagine someone to regret their life when they spent their life trying. There's nothing to regret. You tried. You should regret if you haven't tried. That's the point. That is literally the point. Just try to better yourself and try to figure out new ways to improve yourself. And one way would be to just forget trying to figure or trying to solve all your problems. You can't control the weather. You can't control what other people think about you. You can't control a lot of things in life. The only thing you can control is your mind and what you think in your mind. There's nothing else that you can control in this world. Nothing else. You can't control what your best friend, or what your pet, or what your child, or what your parent thinks or says. You can't control it. And it teaches you to be strong as well when things go wrong. And it's just, you got to put the effort in. Me making this YouTube video was a piece of effort as well. It's like, I'm sure people have opinions, I'm sure people have learnt stuff, but they don't want to share it to the world, or they're too scared. But, I would regret sleeping tonight if I didn't make this video and not upload it. The fact that I'm uploading it and I'm sharing my thoughts and I'm being myself, I've got no regret. I've got no regret. And that's the way you want to live. That's the way I want to live. And life is way too short. Like, years have gone by, and you can't not want to grow and want to better yourself. If you're going to be the same person as you always was and not try to better yourself, then that's the most depressing life I can think of. Not trying to be the best version of yourself, not trying to be yourself, really and truly not trying to be yourself. If you're trying to fit in, if you're trying to work a slave job your whole life, and you don't do anything about it, like, if that's what you want to do, fair enough. But if that's what you don't want to do, and you just never put the effort in to try to better yourself, then that is the worst life I could think of.